Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Gamer Social Club Weekly News Podcast. We are recording on Thursday, the 23rd of October, 2025. We are going to be talking about some of the games we've been playing. That includes Battlefield 6, Ball Pit, and Keeper, as well as looking at the Galaxy Showcase and picking out some games that we're excited for. Maybe we'll fit in some other bits here and there. But yeah, I am Harry, aka Knavish Crayfish, your host as always. And joining me, I have with me it's no empathy, only daggers, Lady V. How are you doing, V?
I'm very well, thank you. I have definitely slept this week and have not just stayed up till ridiculous hours playing ball pit.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, you will be the one sharing your opinions on Ball Pit with us, which we're looking forward to. And of course, the only one I can rely on for any knowledge on Battlefield 6 has to be our very own Steam Deck verified Mark, aka We Awoke in the Hive. How are you, my friend?
I'm really good, Harry. Really good to be here. Been a lot of Battlefield the last couple of weeks, and I'm sure we're going to get to that. But as always, an eclectic mix of games from me, and hopefully get time to talk about some of the other things I've been playing as well. But yeah, really good to be here after a couple of weeks away.
Fantastic. Yeah. Yes, very busy here. Lots of other games we will be covering. But as you can imagine, by process of elimination, I will be talking with you about Keeper. So you can look forward to that as well. But before we get into all of that, of course, we have our rigmarole. We are some of the members of Gamer Social Club, a website that is dedicated to covering games through news, reviews, previews, interviews, guides, editorials, and anything else we can really think of. And you can find us, our work, as well as a lot of work from a lot of other great people, passionate gamers, wanting to share that with you over at www.gamersocialclub.ca. You can follow us on all the socials, ourselves individually, as well as the site itself. A lot of this will be down below in the description. Be sure to check all that. But if you're looking for it right now on Twitter/X, that is at gamer_S_C. And over on Threads and Blue Sky and everything else, we are just Gamer Social Club. So just search for that and you'll find us there. The three things you need to know about us as a team and as a site. Number one, we are a grassroots independent site. It is born out of our own passion and love for games. I wanted to share that with all of you. So you can know it's by gamers, for gamers, that sort of thing. We are a raggedy crew of unprofessionals. So you can expect that sort of approach to all of this. Number two, any game that we review, we will finish, we will see credits, we will, well, maybe not 100%, sorry, but we will certainly do everything we can to play as much of it as possible before release, especially if it's a game that has no end, and you just got to keep playing at it to get the most out of the experience. You can expect that sort of coverage from us going forward. And of course, third and final is that we run all of our news through a rumor-free filter. So all news from us, you can expect to be real, true, not just based off of hearsay from Reddit or social media. It is fact-based, and we will keep it up to date as best as we can going forward and make any corrections that we need to as well. Let me think, is there anything else that we normally cover in this section? I'm sure I'm missing things. Normally something else crops up later on in the show. But otherwise, yeah, that is pretty much everything you need to know about us. Oh, of course, if you like today's video, please consider dropping a like on it. If you'd like to share any thoughts on today's episode or have any questions for us or feedback, drop it in the comments. And yeah, if you'd like to see more content like this or our other show currently running right now, which is Girl Pod, which features Lady V and another member of the team, Candy, which is out every Monday, then consider subscribing to our YouTube channel. That, I think, is about it. Anything else will be down below, including any articles of ours that we cover. So yeah, you can look for all that in the description. Yeah, with the rigmarole out the way, we go into our first segment, which is what we've been playing. And you know about three of those games, but of course, there may be a couple of others in there that we might want to cover. So I'll throw it over to, let's hear from Lady V first. V, what have you been playing?
Yeah, so I have been playing a huge amount of ball pit. Because it is ridiculously addictive. So it's a new game published by Devolver, developed by Kenny Sun, and so it's like a brick-breaking Vampire Survivors-esque thing. I don't really know how to explain it. It's a roguelike. I know a lot of people are getting sick of roguelikes. I know Mark specifically hates roguelikes and thinks that they shouldn't exist. But yeah, it's so addictive. Essentially, your little character at the bottom of the screen, and you're firing balls up into enemies as they come down the screen closer towards you, and you get a huge amount of different varieties of balls that you can either evolve by fusing them together or just fuse them together. So when you evolve them, you get new special balls. I will be saying the word balls a lot, and I have been over the past week, and it's really bad. But like, so you either evolve them into new special balls or you fuse them together so that the two special properties of the balls you previously had are combined. But yeah, it's just so addictive. I know that I love a roguelike. I'm very into them, and I get quite addicted to them quite quickly. But I was talking to Harry about review stuff on Monday, was it? Or
I think
Tuesday? I
so.
can't remember. Um, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm just playing Ball Pit. And he was like, yeah, Discord has said that you've been playing it for the past 4 hours. And I was like, that can't be right. That surely not. Like, that seems ridiculous. I've been playing it for like 25 minutes. What are you talking about? But no, I had in fact been playing it for 4 hours, and then I proceeded to play it for another 4 hours, just through staying up ridiculously late, and being very tired for work the next day. I've been playing it on my Steam Deck during my lunch break at work. I can't stop playing it. It is insane. Like, it's
Yeah.
so good. It's so satisfying.
So
Like,
for people who may not be familiar with it, obviously, yeah, there's the sort of brick breaker element to it, but that's obviously not the entire thing. Like a lot of these games, there's a bit of a kind of a loop system to it, isn't there?
yeah. So every time so there's the premise of the game is there's a big city called Balbalon. Such a dumb game. It's so good. And it has been smited, presumably, like Babel. Who knows? Like, if this is what we're going for here. And now it's just a pit in the middle of the ground where treasure seekers go to find gold. So you go into each level of the pit, which is all themed after different biomes. You shoot all of your enemies with your ball. And then if you clear, it's just a dumb game. It's so good. Like, um, if you defeat the boss at the end of the level, then you get things called gears, and if you get enough gears, then you unlock the next level of the pit. So you just keep going down and down and down, until you know finish all the levels. But in each of the levels, you find blueprints. So between each run, you build a little base and you harvest materials from your base by firing your little guys that you unlock, like they are the ball breaking. So it's like a ball breaking mini game within the ball breaking game, like, or the brick breaking game.
Ballception, you might say.
Yeah, it is. But if there is not an achievement called Ballception, then I'm gonna have to email Devolver Digital. Like, what's going on here? This is outrage. But yeah, so you build like little farms, but each of the blueprints you can build houses and different buildings, which you build by firing people into them. And then that unlocks new characters. So you can go back. There's a lot of replayability to it. So I know, like, Vampire Survivors, I've got a lot of hours. I'm not going to tell anyone how many hours I've got on Vampire Survivors. It's a bit embarrassing. But obviously you unlock lots of new characters, but the gameplay doesn't seem as different. Whereas with this, you unlock new characters and they all play a little bit differently. So you have a standard warrior, got like a gunslinger. They all start with their own specific special ball, which you can unlock on the other characters. But there's one called I can't remember his name, but he selects his own upgrades. So you don't have any choice when you're going through the game. You're just, like, whenever you level up and you get an upgrade, he selects them. And I think he's better at the game than me. Like, just strategically, he's better at the game, which makes me feel bad, maybe, but he's also very fun to play. There's a set of like 2 characters together, so they're like twins, and they fire twice as many of the balls, which is fun because obviously we've got more balls. But it makes the level really easy, but it makes the boss fights a lot more difficult. because there are like throughout the levels, the enemies can melee attack you if they get close enough, but there are like ranged enemies and stuff. But the boss fights are generally like bullet hell, so you have to like dodge all the projectiles and stuff like that, which is very difficult to do when your hitbox is twice as large. So you're going to get through the level a lot easier because you've got so much more DPS. But yeah, good luck dodging all those bones in the boneyard. Yes, the first level is called the boneyard. Yes, it is a game about balls, and the first level is called the. Addy
They knew
loved
what they were
it.
doing.
I'm sure Addy's playing it, but I'm sure he's loving it.
Yeah.
This is getting as
But
crude as
yeah.
the girl pod from this week, V. Jesus.
yeah. Well, maybe that's why I like it so much. I'm obviously not very ladylike. Like this is
New segment of the show called Ball Talk.
Ball talk. Yeah, next week's girl pod is actually ball pod. That's what we're going to call it.
Ball Pod.
But no, it's just really, really good fun. I played a huge amount of Pokemon over the weekend, the new Pokemon,
Yeah. Ah.
which was fun. But there's like bits to it, and I'm not going to say too much about it because I will be writing a review. We didn't get code or anything, but there will be a full review going up over the weekend on the site. But as a original Pokemon fan, I'm not going to consider myself a Gen 1er. I have played all of the games. I collect the cards. I am like that Harry is the Gen 1er. He only knows Pokemon from Gen 1.
Well, yeah, if I was to be named anything from the Pokemon sort of kind of groups, as it were, I think Gen 1, because I know up until about like Gen 3, and I couldn't even tell you all of Gen 2 and Gen 3 anyway. But that's like my period of Pokemon. So I guess Gen 1 is, yeah, that's what I am.
Yeah, no, I am. I played the first one. I have my original Pokemon Blue cartridge. It's got full Pokedex on it. But I've played all of them, even a lot of the spin-off. And I do really enjoy it as a franchise. So I'm not coming in here like Reddit, full Reddit mode, being like, this is unacceptable and people that buy it are the problem and da-da-da. But I do have some thoughts on it. New battle system is fun. They really need to just streamline some of their processes, I think. This is not what you would be expecting to see on a modern console in 2025 for £60 with a £30 paid DLC and some of the characters locked behind an online ranked mode, which is also you have to pay for. So yeah, I don't think Game Freak is immune to criticism just because people get too excited about Charizard. But I'll do my full thoughts on that. I will say that I had a fun time with it over the weekend. At no point did I think, after being pointed out that I'd been playing it for a long time, no, that can't be right. I've only been playing this for 20 minutes, unlike Ball Pit. Whereas if you put me in a dark room over the weekend, which I will be doing, like I might forget to eat. It's right up there. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna have to put an alarm or something on my phone to make sure that I hydrate. Tomorrow after I finish work, one of you is gonna have to like DM me or something like that. Just
drink water, fluids.
Hey, there's a review due for editing, and then when I go on and see there's nothing, it's just like, no, we're just trying to distract you. Please, have you eaten? Have you drank? Like,
have you looked at anything else
from one spot? And I've been playing it on mouse and keyboard via Game Pass, and my wrist is absolutely killing me from playing it. So I have like a little wrist brace that I sometimes have to wear because I do a lot of work on PC at work and for the website and gaming. So I'm gonna have to pull that out. I had a bit of trouble pushing open a fire door today at work.
Oh no!
Ball is ruining my arms, and I won't stop playing it.
That old sports injury is flaring up.
That's when you know. That's when you know you play too many video games. When you start to get wrist issues, I think.
Absolutely. I also
from playing a game about balls.
Well, yeah, and I like the fact that that describes both games technically, because if you think about it with
Yeah.
Pokemon, yeah, you
Yeah.
know.
Theme of the week is
Theme-
I've just been playing with lots of balls and having a great time. And with that, I'll pass
Well, there
on
we
to
are.
someone else.
Mark, what have you been up to this week?
I'm going to keep it cleaner, I think.
Yeah.
So probably a bit more safer work podcast, but from here on in for me. I guess I've been playing probably the biggest game on the planet for the last couple of weeks. So a lot of Battlefield 6. I've been so looking forward to Battlefield for weeks, if not months now. And I know Addy, who's not with us this week, has been super buzzed for it too.
Yes.
But so far, super impressed. And I got to say, it's my favorite Battlefield since 1. And I think Battlefield 1's probably my favorite Battlefield of all time. But 6 so far is really delivering. I've been playing it on Series X, and it runs really well. 120 frames. It runs really well on console. And I've heard good things about running well on PlayStation and PC as well. There were a few day one issues on the EA launcher, but to be fair to EA, they came out and give absolutely amazing rewards to the community for the issues that they had there.
That's good.
Yeah, so far, I think the 7 million people, would be more than that by now, that have bought Battlefield got what they wanted, and I think that's the key thing. So Battlefield 2042 was a real bad apple in Battlefield's history, and in many ways almost nuked the entire franchise on the back of a few other potholes that the series had fell into as well. But it's really come back. It's come back fighting. It's really good. It like I said, it's what people wanted. It's that kind of modern military shooter. None of the bullshit that COD offers in terms of the camos, and there's no Beavis and Butthead shooting you up the arse. It's really delivered on that kind of promise of what a Battlefield game is. It's a military shooter in a massive sandbox. You can have those only in Battlefield moments. Their social media mods like to call them, but they really are. They're the only kind of things that you can do in Battlefield, and they've delivered so far. But I think that's the key thing, is that this is a game that has legs, and it has to really walk with its legs to survive. And from what we've seen so far, the future of the game that I'll get to, it's looking a promising roadmap as well. So to talk a little bit about the campaign first, which I've admittedly not finished. About halfway through, I tend to agree with some of the kind of the internet discourse that it's fine, it's okay. I love a first-person shooter campaign. They don't have to be amazing for me to enjoy them, and this one is just kind of, it's all right, it's fine. It's not doing anything creative. It's largely a staging ground for the multiplayer. It uses a lot of the same locations for the multiplayer maps that are kind of repackaged for a campaign. A lot of the kind of the tech and the devices that you use, getting you prepared to use them in multiplayer. There's limited levels of creativity in there. So one of the before we came on here, Harry, you were saying about Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019 episode Lights Out, and there is a complete knockoff of that in Battlefield 6, and it is a bit of a bad rip-off, truth be told. But I think the main thing that's clearly an issue to me is that this feels like, because you command a squad in the game, it feels like they were working towards a 4-player co-op campaign, and they didn't have enough time to make it work. And it really feels like it should have been that, and sadly, it's not. And to be fair, COD Black Ops 7 does have 4-player co-op campaign this year, which I'm really looking forward to. So at least get some of that action before the year's out. But it does feel a bit half-baked, and it feels like they probably run out of time or diverted resources to the multiplayer.
Yeah.
And ultimately, you buy a Battlefield game, 5 hours multiplayer, 500 5 hours campaign, 500 multiplayer. So it's a bit part of it, but still important to me.
Yeah. So before you go on to the multiplayer section, if you're going to move on, I wanted to ask, is that why And as somebody who's not familiar that much, well, really at all, frankly, with the Battlefield series, I know that there is the mainline games and a couple that are kind of not maybe considered like directly mainline, but then you also have the Bad Company series of games as well, which I know are sort of much beloved. Is this giving you that sense of, and again, I'm going on this based off what I've sort of seen generally being chatted about when people have been talking about the game, that this feels like it was maybe meant to be a sort of Bad Company 3 originally, do you think, in some respect? Or is that just a kind of coincidental, like, no, this is just unfortunately just how it was designed and they've decided to go with this in this way?
That's the first I've heard of that.
Okay.
I guess I could see it, but personally, it's not something that's ever crossed my mind or thought that way. Because I think Bad Company 2 particularly was so beloved, and the campaign, it was kind of quite comedic. It was a bit of like there was some fun camaraderie between everyone you played with. There was a bit of silliness in the campaign, but this is a lot more kind of like serious. There is the Pax Armiter force who you're competing against throughout the game, and they're like a what do you call them, like a PMC, and you're up against them. The leader's like actually Scottish, so one of your guys, V, and he's leading an anti-NATO brigade. Obviously, you fight as a NATO force, but yeah, there's an interesting story in there. A kind of thing that would be a Netflix kind of military / political thriller that could actually be built out quite well. But I think that the story, it's fine. But the campaign, it's okay. I'm going to enjoy it, finishing it off, I think, but it's certainly nothing I'm going to go back to once I've wrapped up all the achievements and all the collectibles and like things like that. So, but yeah, you know what? I'm glad it's there. But 5 hours, all done. Get it wrapped up. So yeah.
But of course, multiplayer, that's the real meat of it, isn't it? So yeah, I want to hear your thoughts on that, because that's obviously, as you said, where you've been spending the vast majority of your time with it. So yeah, let's hear the breakdown of that.
Yeah, multiplayer is so far fantastic. I think a few key things to kind of say. So for launch, the servers a little wobbly for the first couple of hours, but when you've got millions of people logging on, that was to be expected. But by the time that I got onto the servers on launch night, about a couple of hours after launch, was on there within 5 minutes, like straight on, gaming all night. Servers were really well stacked, as you'd expect. Queue times are really short, and I draw comparisons a lot to Call of Duty because I play a lot of Call of Duty, and the lack of skill-based matchmaking, which has been such an issue in Call of Duty for years, but in the future will no longer be because they're getting rid of it. You could really notice how much better and easier it was to connect to a server with people of any difficulty, any ability level, and it was really great going on for that first night. The maps are really strong. There's a couple that are a little bit, I wouldn't say bad, but not really my cup of tea. So the Cairo one is a little bit too close quarters, even though the Battlefield community are clamming for the return of a classic Operation Metro. It's an underground carnage map, which probably got similarities to Call of Duty Shipments, but on a larger scale, just absolute arminess, and everyone's calling for that back. But Operation Firestorm returns. That's a Battlefield 3 classic and came back. I think it was in 4. It came back as well, and they've recreated that really well. And some of the other new maps, they just work, and they're regardless of the game mode that I've been playing. Typically, Conquest is the core Battlefield mode. So you've got 5 or 6 flags across a map, and you've got to work your squad to go and take them. And the more flags that you have, the more tickets that your enemy team count down. But I've been spending more of my time with a mode called Breakthrough, which is probably the Battlefield pylon mode. So you and 2 teams of 16. You've got up to 32 actually. 32 or 16 defenders, 32 or 16 attackers, and you've got to push through and take two checkpoints at a time. And it turns out to be the absolute kind of orgy on the flag. Everyone's piling on to try and take the objective as fast as possible. and there's just grenades flying, there's rockets getting thrown in there, and people are just trying to survive. You've got the medics running around trying to get people back on their feet to try and take the flag, and it's just absolutely mental, and I love it. That's what Battlefield's all about. Just get, especially when you're on with the lads, you're just shouting at one another for a res from your mate down the road. But the modes are really good. I'm really impressed by the modes, and I think they've kind of the one thing that Battlefield has that really differentiates it to other shooters is the vehicles. RIP to anyone who's been in a helicopter with me. I hope that you bailed out in time. So I really hope that there wouldn't have been any time to clock up frequent flyer miles in a chopper of mine. It's been they're really well balanced. Indeed. Just about time to plot flares and then probably get hit by something else. But they're really well balanced. So the tanks, and I say that in the respawn time of vehicles is not too frequent, so they don't become just like too many on the map at one time. The ability to take out vehicles is fair. I found in some battlefields it's been far too easy to destroy vehicles, and it kind of almost makes going in them a bit worthless. But I feel that they've really struck a balance well now. The tanks are good. You've got just general kind of infantry, move around vehicles, which work well if you just want to dart across the map to get to a flag in double quick time. So yeah, and I guess the other kind of core part of Battlefield is the class system. So you've got 4 classes: assault, your typical kind of get in there, get the job done, kill, take objectives, etc. Engineer, that's your kind of repair vehicles, take out vehicles, put down mines, that kind of class. You got your medics. Shout out to the medics; they're the real MVP of Battlefield. And if you've seen stuff on Twitter about the game, it's all love for medics. Everyone loves a medic. So, and then you got your snipes, and everyone just hates snipes. So it doesn't matter how far you are away; you'll always just hear something whiz past your bums. But overall, the classes, they're very well balanced. I've kind of leaned more towards assault now. Now I've unlocked more attachments and more items. But I think a lot of people are kind of leaning towards more engineer and support. But one thing they've kind of changed a little bit is that the more open classes to weapons. In some battlefields, some classes have been more restricted to certain kind of like an SMG for a support for like an engineer, for example, or an assault rifle being locked to assault classes. But now it's all open weapons, and I'm all about that. I think it's the right change and allows people play their own way, and that's how Battlefield should be. It's a sandbox, and everyone in that server is going to play in their own unique way. You've got your helicopter bad boys. You've got your people who probably don't get a kill, but they get 30 reses and about 20 captures of flags. They're the real server MVPs, and the rats that sit in the hills with snipes. So you've got people who play in all kind of different ways. So, but yeah, it's been a blast. I've been having a really good time, and season 1 is just around the corner. So expecting that imminently. And I know we don't do leaks and rumors on Gamer Social Club, but the season 1 key art all but confirms the inevitable battle royale, which is largely expected to launch within the next week. And the key art for season 1 has vehicles that are not in the core game. There's a few other kind of locations in the background which suggest which aren't even the maps that are coming with season 1. So we are expecting a free-to-play BR imminently. So as a Warzone veteran, I mean, I'm looking for something fresh, and Battlefield is wet the whistle for some. I wet the whistle for that, and just finally, Battlefield 5. Yeah, 5. Battlefield 5 did have a BR, and nobody played it. Absolutely nobody. It's called Firestorm, and it was actually really good.
Yeah.
It was, at the time, the only BR that was like a premium product BR. It came out at the same time as kind of Fortnite and everything. But it was locked behind the Battlefield 5 kind of premium release, so nobody played it. But that was great, and if they can bring some of that plus all the F6 big energy, me and the guys are going to be all up for that. So yeah, been having an absolute blast playing Battlefield 6, and yeah, got a campaign to finish. Got to get on with the guys tomorrow night. But it's been a good time, and so far, I say that really importantly, so far things are good. But it's an EA game, and we have to see how long this lasts.
Of course, yeah, definitely. And we've got a review up for it on the site already, so you can go check that out. But also, as somebody who, as I said to you before we started this, I'm not a good FPS player. I enjoy them every now and then. Tend to enjoy ones where it's more either like co-op or just a single player campaign or something like that. But again, multiplayer ones can be fun, and it's nice to hear that with something like Battlefield 6, they've kind of made a class that for me would be my go-to, like a viable one to have fun with, which is medic, because I'm much more someone who likes to play support, but I hate it when a support it ends up being like you can heal and then you've got like a pistol. Like they're like, oh, we're just going to send you out like this, whilst everyone else is running around with their, shotguns, assault rifles, and all the rest of it. And I'm just like, great, cool. So like, I'll just bunker down here and hope someone dies near to me, and I can try and res them. So the fact that I can then, like as you said, like arm myself with like good like weaponry and like that is nice to hear. So kind of can still stand with everybody else and have an impact in that respect, but also then fulfill my role as the medic to go around just resing my friends and pushing the line, which is cool. Sounds fun. Does sound good.
You could be a conscientious objector and still top the leaderboard if you really tried. So
hey.
If you want to be a medic, get all the reses and save the day, you could still be top of the leaderboard. You get enough points for that. So it's like watching people playing Hacksaw Ridge. If you've seen the film, not shooting, just the medic. So yeah, great movie. Everyone should watch that.
That's cool. I like that a lot, definitely. Oh, nice. Yeah, that sounds like you're having a good time. And look forward to maybe hearing a bit more of an update down the line, maybe after season 1's come out. But of course, that's not all you've been playing, because you have put up a review yourself on the site, which is this is classic Mark, of course, which is, one serious, mature title. Other side, he's either, trying to find kittens in Tokyo or wherever it is, or, something else. And we've got a review up for Gnomdom. What can we expect from Gnomdom, Mark?
What can you expect from Gnomdom? I mean, that's my. I think I'm slowly becoming to realize that I am like a cozy gamer. And I think that's kind of like the older I get, and the more kind of time that I've got to sit on the sofa with 2 kids and my wife, and just can't be arsed of an evening. I think I'm starting to become even more cozy. And I know I think it was something on the Girl Pod this week. That Bright said about cozy something to anyone, and I think that just made me realize, I'm not a shooter bro anymore. I'm too old for that. Anyway, Gnomdom. Gnomdom is very much a cozy game. It is a short puzzle adventure that revolves around. I mean, there's a story to it. There are 12 puzzles, and we're trying to bring back 12 gnomes for Grandpa Gnome's 100th birthday party. And to do that, we've got some puzzles to solve. Nothing too taxing out there, and it's like a woodland adventure, so it's a very beautiful hand-drawn setting. If you've played games like The Room, I think I use the similarity in my review, kind of similar level of difficulty of puzzle, and things like finding objects or solving like general actual puzzle pieces. There are a few kind of sliding puzzles. One that took me literally about 90 minutes to do. My brain was just done by half an hour, and I had to put it off.
I do hate a sliding puzzle. They used to have them a lot, like always towards the end of the game in the Professor Layton games, and I'm just like, throw the whole fucking DS out the window. Like, I can't do this. I'm an idiot.
My wife was sat there next to me. I was like, babe, can you spot what I've got to do? Like, we knew what we had to do, but just doing it. Like, like newborn child sat next to us, absorbing our brain power. Like, I can't do it. But overall, it's it's a fun little cozy game from the publisher Celestia Games, and I have quite a lot of fun covering their little hidden cat games that you mentioned, Harry, on the site. But if you're looking for a short puzzle adventure that you can complete comfortably in one sitting, really recommend. It's on launch price of, I think, for about £2 on the Xbox Store. I'd imagine it's the same on Everything else, it's on PlayStation, Switch, and it's been on Steam for a while. But yeah, nice little couple of hours, easy 1,000 gamer score trophy, platinum trophy, if that's your thing. And yeah, I've played a hell of a lot worse this year. So yeah, I've had nothing amazing, but if you want a short puzzle game, it's a beautiful little hand-drawn game that yeah, I would recommend.
Fantastic. Yep. So that's Gnomdom. If you want to check that out, everybody, we got our review up on the site there, obviously from Mark as well. And yeah, fun enough, I got a review up as well for another game I would kind of similarly describe to that, called Spooky Express, which, if you can imagine, is a little Halloween-themed puzzle game. So if you think of, I don't know, like it's sort of a stylized, sort of cartoonish take on like traveling through Transylvania, called Trainsylvania, because of course you are plotting the tracks of a train across each level to pick up and drop off different passengers to their respective locations, and making sure that you're not accidentally getting a human transformed into a zombie or a vampire along the way or something like that. And yeah, it's so it's this really cutesy little vibe. It's sort of like all the little characters, like vampires and zombies and little impish devils and acolytes and stuff. They all basically resemble like children wearing their Halloween costumes, if you can imagine. They're all very cutesy like that, and everything's got little sweet animations to it and everything. And it's another kind of, it's not a sort of sliding block puzzle game, but it's a grid-based game, all about plotting your path using the track. You can't go back over your track at any point, but it's got really well built in kind of quality of life stuff like UX or UI, where you can quickly go back on a mistake you've made, or just reverse your previous decision, reset the stage, all sorts of stuff like that, which is really handy. But what's fun about it is that you go through levels pretty much just one after the other. There's a couple of branching paths and that sort of thing. You go through different areas of Transylvania, all themed off of different, just sort of Halloween kind of stuff. So pumpkins, you've got the pumpkin patch, you've got the like sort of like a devilish kind of a dungeon. You've got all sorts of things like that going on, and each one introduces kind of a new idea, a new mechanic, and builds on it. So instead of it just being this kind of smooth kind of curve up, you've kind of got this lovely kind of step effect where you get introduced to a new thing where it plateaus, and for the first couple of levels of that area, it kind of teaches you how that works with simpler puzzles. And then it starts the curve again, where it brings that mechanic into what you've previously learned and gives you more complex puzzles to deal with. And then you go on to the next biome, new mechanic, plateaus again, and then we'll curve back up after that with harder levels. So really, really lovely progression that teaches you everything as you go, and it doesn't like labor anything. There's no like text boxes. It's all done through doing, which is really fun. And if you're looking for a big challenge, like a proper challenge, if you're really into your puzzle games like this, finishing all of the mainline levels in a biome unlocks a whole bunch of extra sort of side levels in that biome, which are much harder, like a lot harder in difficulty. Like there's plenty of them I've yet to go back to and finish yet, and there's a lot of levels by the end of the game. I think there's about over 150 or something like that. There's a lot of content in this little game, but really cute, really fun. I highly recommend it. It's from Draknek and Friends, who are a developer publisher who specialize in puzzle games. I've covered a couple of their titles before. I'm a big fan, love their work, and yeah, check out my review if you want to learn any more about it. I was very positive about it. And the one thing I would say is that now that we've seen so many great puzzle games from this team, this publisher and developer, the one thing I want to see is them kind of push the genre a little bit now with their games, because they've done some really cool stuff with their titles. They're really, really polished. They're very good at making puzzles. I kind of want to see that now in a kind of greater extent than just simple level after level, no need for a narrative, no need for any other forms of mechanics, just simple puzzles. And that's great. I love that. Don't stop making it. But at the same time, I want to see them flex their creativity a little bit, maybe, and see where they can go with that. But really fun puzzle game that I highly recommend. And then, yeah, the other game I, of course, play that we mentioned off the top of the episode was Keeper, having just finished it today, which is the new release from Double Fine, headed up by Lee Petty. And that has been a real treat. honestly. I was excited for it when they announced it earlier this year, not too long ago. Always been a big Double Fine fan. Psychonauts is a great series. I've loved games from them like The Cave and Broken Age, and all manner of other ones going back to sort of Day of the Tentacle and stuff like that. Brutal Legend, another fantastic one. But Keeper is mind-blowingly brilliant. I absolutely loved it. It is a visual psychedelic feast. It is just delightful. It's got a lot of heart. It does a great job delivering a really wonderful kind of story, which is quite genuine and as like heartfelt, with no dialogue, no words, no text or anything like that. Excuse me. And yeah, you essentially play as this lighthouse, that you are a keeper. You are literally a sort of sentient lighthouse with little legs that grow out the bottom of you. Once you've fallen off your stand, you wiggle enough to just break off. You sprout legs and you start walking around, and you bump into this seabird who perches on top of you and starts going around with you and helping you by interacting with objects you highlight. And you can focus your beam to sort of shine lights on things, to change the environment, interact with it, to solve puzzles. And it's just this wonderful journey through this, again, just beautiful, surreal, just sort of mixture of like childlike creativity meets, the strongest hallucinogenics you could possibly find, just crammed together to make this just, wonderfully vibrant and just sort of awesome in the real sense of the word. Like, can't really describe it kind of environments. And so many of the visual effects that are done look fantastic, very painterly, which again, having played Expedition 33 earlier this year, that whole vibe, that kind of aesthetic of sort of painterly arts, kind of built worlds, just really, really something I've very quickly realized I love of this year. And want to see more of that. I think it just lends itself to just really wonderful world design and very, very vibrant and creative, imaginative world design, which is very cool. And yeah, it's got some nice surprises in there. It's broken up nicely, sort of, via chapters. A couple of collectibles, like one per chapter, not too hard to do. You complete it in a day easily. I took a couple, but I was enjoying it between more guide work for Yuka Replay and helping get Power Simulator 2 guides ready and all sorts of stuff like that. But yeah, it was my little treat to myself, and really happy I did that with it. We haven't got a review for it right now. I don't know who is going to review it because a couple of us have played it. Adam has, I have. I think one maybe Dano may have done already. I'm not sure, but you'll probably get a review of that from us at some point in the future. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. Thoroughly recommend it. It's on Game Pass, so if you're on Game Pass for PC or Xbox, you can try it there. And I love the fact that Double Fine are still able to do what they do. I hope they are left to just kind of get on with making the sort of games they make, because if they don't, have that support, then, it's another one of the really, really special kind of studios and institutions that gaming has in jeopardy. And, this industry is, it's sort of, falling apart at the seams a little bit, but at the same time, new studios pop up, and there are, really good positive stories of like small games making a really big impact. So fingers crossed that Keeper gets the love from gamers out there, and yeah, highly recommend it. Any other games that you guys want to highlight before we move on to the Galaxy Showcase?
I will quickly say one of the game I've been playing for the first time in my life. Super quick. I played Half-Life. I've never played the original in my life, and it is, honestly, it is the shit. Like, I played Half-Life 2 on the Xbox in like 2007, 2008 or something. But I picked it up on Steam for like $150, something like that, in a Steam, a recent Steam sale. Man, like, that game holds up super well. Like, and for someone who has no affinity for how it was back in the day, it plays so well now, and I can see just how much that game has had a ripple effect on every shooter that's ever followed. Man, I'm having an absolute blast. I can't believe how good it is. I really can't. And as someone who, it's like 20, I think it's 28 years old or something like that now.
Yeah.
When I look back to see when it first came out, and good lord, I'm amazed. I'm amazed at how well a game has held up, especially a shooter, because kind of pre-Halo, like dual stick was, well, I guess it was mouse and keyboard originally, but kind of Halo reinvented the wheel for that. But man, I'm having a blast. I'm having an absolute blast for like £1.50. I'm still not over how cheap Steam is. I'm still not over it.
I love
You've
that, man.
literally
It's the
just
best.
reminded me that I bought Half-Life Alex after the pod like 2 weeks ago for my VR headset, and I've not fired it up yet. God damn it! I need to complete Ball Pit, Mark. Why would you do this?
Oh no. I bought something as well. I bought a game the other day called Prototype Juan, spelled Juan, which was released quite recently, solo dev. They got shouted out on the Kind of Funny podcast, and I actually went and then just looked it up myself and was like, oh, you know what? Actually, this is really cool. I want to try it. This little really cute 2D platformer with like two different art styles that jumps between. It looks really fun. So yeah, and again, super stupid cheap. Just like, my goodness, it's absurd.
It's too many games. This is an outrage.
Too many games. It's true.
I'm gonna die with like 500 Steam unplayed games in my library.
When it comes to like when they're dishing out the inheritance, everything like that, it's like, and to you, you're gonna make it some sort of like blueprints thing. You leave it to like a long lost nephew. It's like, I leave to you my backlog of 500 video games. If you finish them all, you will find the 501st.
Yeah. Oh man.
Dear. But no, I actually, funny enough, video games and discoverability is a conversation for another time that I really want to have at some point, but not today. Not today. There's still other things to talk about. More games, in fact, to talk about. So why don't we move on to the Galaxy Showcase, which happened just a bit earlier today. I believe you had the write-up for this one, didn't you, V?
I did, and it is up. It is done.
Well done.
Yeah, there was
good.
a lot of good games there. I mean, it goes a little bit into discoverability. I think it was a good showcase. There's quite a lot of games, but not too many that it became a bit of an issue. I know Addy has lots of thoughts about showcases and the fact that we maybe get a little bit too many of them, which I do agree with. But I do like the Galaxy Showcases. It's an hour long. Most of the games that were there got enough time to have like a good trailer. And yeah, there were some fun games that I had heard of and I'm looking forward to, and some fun ones that I had not heard of. There was a couple of world premieres, I'm sure. But yeah, it was a fun little showcase.
Yeah, I haven't yet gone and watched it myself, but again, looking through your article, I saw a couple of the announcements from it for games I was already following. So things like Bylina was one I've been watching for a while. Obviously, Power Wash Simulator 2 was at the showcase. That Densher Attack, which was, I think, revealed at Gamescom. The sort of train,
yeah, I think so.
sort of skateboarding track game, which looks really cool.
Yep.
And there was the announcement. For me, one of the things that really stuck out, because it's been on my list of games to play for a very long time, is Pacific Drive getting announced for Xbox and Game Pass today, which is very exciting.
Straight into Game Pass.
Yes, so, really cool.
Yeah.
And of course, dropping the new Whispers in the Woods DLC with that. Not included in Game Pass. Let me clarify, that is separate. You'd have to buy that, but you can play the base game through Game Pass day one, which is very cool. So yeah, I was very happy with that. Mark, anything jump out to you immediately? I don't know if you had any chance to look it over whilst we've been chatting.
Yeah, so I didn't catch the showcase, and I've just been catching up with V's article here. Yeah. I've just seen it, and I remember we seen it when we all went to London Games Fest. One called Egging On. Which is like one of these kind of like rage games, and you play as like an egg that's got to ascend like a chicken pen and like various other things, and you are like literally you got egg making shape, egg physics, and it looks like I remember what I played when we went to London. It pissed me off in about 10 minutes. So I think it would, like the whole game would drive you absolutely insane. But those kind of climbing rage-based games are becoming more and more of a thing. And I know Baby Steps has just come out and had a moment, but yeah, egging on. I'm just watching the trailer again here now, and it's actually making me a bit nervous to play it, to be honest, because I know it would drive me nuts. But it was good fun. We played that in London. I'm glad it's still in development because I hadn't heard anything about it.
Okay.
And that looks like it's coming to Steam and PlayStation and Xbox. So yeah, it's coming to console, and yeah, that looks really good fun. And don't know if I want to do the review though. I don't like getting annoyed with things.
I will not be playing that. I remember playing what was it? I Am Fish. Which is because the first one was like I Am Bread, and you're just like a piece of bread that's trying to get toasted. Like just running about the kitchen and try to get toasted. But then I Am Fish, you are a fish who's trying to go places and escape various areas and things like that. And I think it's still on Game Pass. I played it on Game Pass, and never in my life have I felt anger like the bloody controls of that game towards the end of it. Like just pure white hot rage in the airport level when you're trying to bounce a fucking fish in a bowl across a luggage conveyor. Like so I will not be playing Egging On for my own sanity and the safety of anyone who might be near me. Like
No, I didn't get a chance to play that back at London Games Festival, but it was one of the ones I was interested in. I remember queuing up for it for a little bit, and then sadly didn't get around to it. But yeah, and let's see that one come back. Not sure. Yeah, as you said, not sure if I'm going to put myself through that. But yeah, it does look fun. I was pleased to hear more about Mouse PI for Hire, especially getting a release date. I know it's been pushed back into next year, but a launch date of 19th of March 2026 across consoles and PC. I'm very happy with that. There's still so much I haven't played this year, and that game's looking really, really good. So, more time for them to keep working on it, which is great. And, hopefully comes out at a time when I'm more prepared to play it. So yeah, I'm very, really excited and happy to see that. But yeah, a couple of other surprises here. What about you, V? Anything you want to start highlighting? We'll keep going around between us.
Yeah, I'm very excited for a game called Hark the Ghoul. I'm pretty sure the very first time I saw it, because it has a demo in Steam. I know that you sometimes watch these, Harry, but I don't know if other people are familiar with the YouTuber Iron Pineapple, and he does his Steam dumpster diving series, which used to be like finding Souls-likes, but none of them are really Souls-likes anymore. It's just like games that he wants to play. But yeah, it's like sort of like retro poly graphics. You have like loads of different movement options, but you have like a harpoon that you can like throw into walls and then use that to platform around and things like that, and it just looks very satisfying with the movement. I'm not very good at games like this because I'm like a bit slow, just generally speaking. Like reflexes aren't the best, but I do like games with fun movement mechanics and will take the time to go and find them and play them, even if I'm not very good at them. So I'm looking forward to that. It looks very fun. It's sort of like a weird steampunky Victorian London setting as well, which looks fun. And I do like a lot of the sort of the older graphics coming back in a big way, who had lots of like pixel art, which I do love. But yeah, I'm liking this. I think I played Crow Country last year, and it's the same as sort of like PS1, very early PS2 graphics, which I enjoy. So yeah, I would like to highlight that. It looks very fun. If you like movement-based games, I think you'll probably enjoy it.
Yeah, that's really cool. Kind of gave me a little bit of like sort of Kingsfield vibes.
Yeah.
And that's sort of the precursor to obviously like Demon Souls and all that from FromSoft. But as you said, more got the movement and other things in there as well. But yeah, it does look really, really cool. Mark, anything else? Any of them here you're thinking that you would play and not feel too stressed out by?
I did mention the egg game just a moment ago, but I think the main game I'm looking forward to from the show, and it's been one on my radar for a wee while, is Sleep Awake, which is coming from the one of the creators of Spec Ops: The Line, which is always a good sign, because that game was just absolutely fantastic. And Sleep Awake is a horror psychedelic narrative adventure that kind of blends FMV with first person kind of action. I think it looks to be more stealth and kind of more maybe a little bit elements of walking simulator based on the trailer they put out today. But I've had this on my radar for some time. It looks absolutely like weird, like super weird. And it was originally meant to come out next year without, I don't think it even had a release date, but they've pushed it forward to the 2nd of December. So it's coming out a bit later than Spooky Season, but it's coming out this year. But definitely recommend going and have a look at the trailer for that. It looks super, super weird. It's all based about people who are, if they fall asleep, they go to a mysterious place. So it's a world where everyone's trying to stay awake, and you know what happens to your brain, guys, when you try and stay awake a little bit too long and you start to go a little bit mental. And I think this world is full of people that are just doing that. So it looks really, really odd. And one of the guys, I think it's the guitarist from Nine Inch Nails, is really heavily involved. So it's probably going to have a banging soundtrack as well. So some of the music in the trailer from I'm going to say the Future Games show in the summer, when I first kind of caught wind of the game, had like a banging soundtrack to it. So I'm sure this is going to be pretty tasty, and absolutely throw my hat in the ring to review that. So can't wait. That's awesome. So that was my probably most excited game from the show, I think.
Yeah, I think that's
so not stressful at all. Just a different type of stress.
Yeah. A welcome stress.
I've got 2 kids. I don't sleep anyway, so you know,
but yeah, I think that's one of the things about this Galaxy Showcase, is not just this one in particular, but kind of the Galaxy Showcases we've seen, is that they are a really kind of cool little goldmine for exciting and interesting smaller titles. You know, the AA's, a couple of bigger indies, that sort of thing. And a couple of them are games you kind of may have seen like on social media that's kind of picked up traction. Clearly they would have, you know, found either like maybe just made contact through social media, this, you know, to kind of get onto this showcase. And it's, you know, we're all the better for it. We've got, you know, things like the 6-1 Indie Showcase, you know, Galaxies going on. It's great seeing the smaller publishers doing their own, but knowing that there are, you know, larger platforms for them to go to where they're not going to get lost in the shuffle amongst bigger titles, like going on a Summer Games Fest or, you know, Gamescom or something like that. Like, it's amazing to get onto those bigger stages, but I can only imagine a lot of the time, like it's a sort of risk reward as to whether or not people are even going to remember you from a showcase if you're up against Battlefield 6 or whatever, you know, Elden Ring Night Rain or something. You know, whilst at least here, it feels like you're kind of looking at a whole bunch of games that all stack next to each other, kind of like side by side, and you kind of, none of them are just sort of like, oh, we're stealing all the limelight and you're going to forget the rest of these titles. Although speaking of titles, I will point this out purely because it happened to be how I read them, maybe. But like the fact going down this list, I was like, oh, there's some really interesting, like, cool names here. So we got like Crosswind, and then it was like, and then it goes down to, oh, Windblown. That's interesting. And then it's Enginefall, and then Turnbound. There's a lot of them that start sounding kind of similar, and it was a bit like, we need to break away from just 2 words pushed together to make new word.
I think there's another one called Cloudheim as well.
Yeah, I just passed Cloudheim. You know, then there was another one I think near the end as well. I was just sort of, damn it, we nearly made it out. Clawpunks are kind of another one, you know, and then not that these are any bad names necessarily, just unfortunately there's just like a bit of a track record. Tailspinner, Painkiller's fair because that's an actual thing. You know.
Also, this is a remake. It came out in 2004. We can't.
That's also yeah, that is true. And funny enough, there is one that I caught my interest before I'd even seen it was part of the Galaxy Showcase, which was Skinwalker, which is like the dark side scrolling action platformer being published by Team 17, developed by Sismo Games. And just the premise again, just really intrigues me. Of like, you play as a desperate father who forms a deadly pact with a monstrous entity trapped in a research facility, hoping to cure his daughter's terminal illness. Switch between human and beast forms to navigate vents, tear through enemies, and uncover the lab secrets. And like, okay, this sounds really cool. Kind of gives me like Carrion vibes, but with like more stakes. Now you have a daughter that you have to look after, and it's like Dead Rising 2 meets Carrion. And I'm like, oh, this is really cool. I like this vibe. This sounds sick. So yeah, definitely down for Skinwalker. Sadly, I don't think there was an announcement for a trailer for it, so no release daring like that. Launching 2026. So we'll hopefully have to get more from that soon. But yeah, that's definitely another highlight for me. Was Skinwalker. I think we've got time to do one more each if we want to. Yeah.
You stole my second one. My second one was Skinwalker.
I'm sorry. I'll give you.
I love Carrion. It's such a good game.
Such a good game.
Like,
I love games that do that.
There, it's like game like close to my top 5 games of the year that it came out. I played it in like 100%ed it over a weekend. I was like, one of my favorite films is Alien, and it's just like, this is Alien, but I'm the alien, and I love that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I remember playing that shortly after playing Maneater. And I'm just
played them all very close. They all dropped on Game Pass at the same time.
Yeah, I think so. And I was like, I'm on a run and I'm the bad guy, and I love it.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that looks super fun. I like it. Has very similar art style to Carrion as well. That sort of like very like fun pixel art that I think works very well with that level of gore. Just all the just ripping people apart and stuff like that. I've got to say, I am quite excited for Solasta 2. I really like the first one. The CRPG. Very Dungeons and Dragons-esque, not as polished or anything like that as a Baldur's Gate 3, but still a very fun game. The first one had a very fun story, and I really enjoyed it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. There's the early access launch is coming soon, so I'll probably jump into that for a little bit. Yeah, but there's just a lot of good games shown off. Lots of horror titles. I wonder it's because it's because it is, and a lot of them do have demos. So we'll have to go through and see what we can put on the demo disc.
Thank you. Yes, indeed. Yeah. We'll definitely be going through this because again, Steam Next Fest is over now, so a lot of the demos will be probably taken down. And it's one of the tricky things about Steam Next Fest. We like to highlight from Steam Next Fest when we can, but you never know which demos are going to still be there come the end of it. So we'll do a sort of look around, but obviously Galaxies Showcase has just delivered a whole bunch, so expect quite a few from this, I think. Mark, any other games you want to highlight from the showcase, or you kind of all set there?
Yeah, I think one more, and a genre I do like, but I haven't played that much of recently, is walking sims. I really like walking sims, and there's one here that I hadn't heard of before looking at the article again, called Will Follow the Light, which is a story, kind of first-person adventure about a dad who has lost his son, and it looks like he's lost him at sea. So looking at the trailer. So yeah, this looks really quite exciting. Getting vibes of what was the I can't remember the game, the one based in Scotland that won loads of awards on the oil rig.
The one on the oil rig.
Yeah, the one on the oil rig.
Oh wait, that?
Yes, that's the one. I'm getting vibes of that looking at the trailer for this. So maybe that's just because there's an ocean, but yeah, it looks to be kind of like a tale.
Was there anyone Aberdonian in it?
Yeah, no, looks good. And actually, you play, according to the synopsis here, you play as a lighthouse keeper. So 2 lighthouse games in an episode. Who knew?
Hey.
Who knew that? So
Walls and lighthouses. Cool. That's.
Yeah, it's coming to PC and Xbox and PlayStation. So again, I find a lot of these showcases are very Steam heavy, but this one seems to have quite a bit of console coverage, which is nice. So that's good to see.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, you see a lot more of this stuff generally with them being PC heavy. Again, so many more titles are always coming to PC, which makes sense. But at the same time, it's great when they can try and find a bunch of games that you can also get on console. Because again, it's just a lot of people obviously don't have PCs or don't want to game on PCs maybe.
Earlier on this year, because I played a lot of 2 Point Museum this year. But earlier on this year, they did like a collaboration, like the one they've just done with Vampire Survivors, which we covered on the site, with Dredge. And I was looking at it and went to download the DLC and accidentally bought a bundle that just had Dredge in it. So the next day I was just like, why do I own Dredge? I have 100% of Dredge on my Xbox. And now I just bought Dredge again. Just the dangers of Steam. Like, be safe on Steam, kids. Like, you will accidentally buy you will deliberately buy a lot of games that you won't have any time to play, but you might also accidentally buy them because they're on sale and not realize that you own them. Me and Mark.
Parents, advice for parents: check your children's candy this year at Halloween. I found a Steam sale inside my son's chocolate bar. You got to be careful.
We could be anywhere.
It's rife.
Steam discounts. They're just like
rife.
Pop up anywhere.
Gabe doesn't care. He's shoving them in anywhere. Just any old Steam. Here's a sale for games that we haven't put on sale yet. Not on sale. There you go. Evil. I know. I think we'll wrap up this episode then, and obviously we always do that with what we're looking forward to, which we've kind of already done a little bit of here. But if there's anything you want to highlight as far as a game coming up soon on like the next thing you're going to play, we want to hear about it in the comments from you guys as well. But I'll be cheeky and just say I'm looking forward to playing Pacific Drive because it's not new, but it's just come to Xbox and it's currently downloading on Game Pass for me right now over there. So I'm looking forward to playing Pacific Drive. Mark, what are you looking forward to?
It's not actually anything confirmed yet, but I'm really looking forward to finding out what the new Halo is tomorrow because that's happening. So the Halo World Championships kick on over the weekend, and the Halo Studios have already confirmed that they're going to announce some projects. And by all accounts, I mean, I think we can expect something pretty exciting for the future of Halo on an Unreal Engine. I love Halo. You can see Chief's helmet over my shoulder, and actually a poster on my other shoulder as well.
Yep.
There you go. Yeah. Flank.
All the Halo wallpaper,
the bed sheets,
blow up Cortana, but won't talk about that.
Damn it, we'll do so well.
Looking forward to finding out what that's all about tomorrow, and probably, hopefully, we get some PlayStation people to fry in the lobbies online. So we'll see.
Yeah, I'll jump in for some Halo multiplayer if they make it cross-platform. Absolutely. I'm not even amazing at Halo. I'm not terrible at it, but I will absolutely drop in Halo multiplayer if there's people that have never played it before. I'm ready. Me, my battle rifle are ready.
Get some community nights going. Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely.
Hey, there it is. That's the thing I missed off of the rigmarole coming at the very end. Come and join our Discord. It's very small, but we have a lot of fun. We have a lot of community nights. We've done Among Us. We've got a Dead by Daylight one coming up, isn't it?
Yes, I believe so, for spooky season.
Yep. And I do Sea of Thieves every now and then. I'm going to get another one booked in, I think maybe for next week or the following week. So yeah, come along and join us for that sort of stuff. And I think Lady V, what are you looking forward to?
I am looking forward to playing The Outer Worlds 2. Comes out next week. Very excited for it. Love Obsidian. Just great developers. Loved Avowed earlier on this year, although it feels like it came out earlier than that because there's been so many bloody games this year. But yeah, I really enjoyed the first one. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. It looks super fun. And that's next. Next Wednesday, I think. So I'll be diving into that. I'm sure we will have a review also for the site. I'm not sure who's doing it, but I'm very excited to play that. To want to see what other new fun random things they've added. I think most of the time last time I had a big hammer that disintegrated people, which was fun. So yeah, I'm excited for that.
There we are. So yeah, lots to look forward to, and of course, plenty more of us and our content. If you want to go and find that over on the Gamer Social Club website, again, www.gamersocialclub.ca. Loads of news, loads of reviews, a lot of what we've mentioned, and quite a few others that we've done, including Power Simulator 2, Ninja Gaiden 4. We've also got Undusted, Letters of the Past, Final Fantasy Tactics, The Evilise Chronicles, and Sonic Wings Reunion are all recent reviews have gone up in the last week or so. Alongside that, more guides than you can count. Honest to God, so many guides. I'm very, very happy. I'm very, very tired. And I'm very, very proud of all of the writers and editors over at Gamer Social Club, because they've really done an incredible job this last week or so. I'd say even the whole month, honestly. You know, we've really, really put out a lot of great content, I think. Yeah, would appreciate if you guys go and checked it out. If there's any of the games recently have come out, we've probably done some guides for them, so worth doing a little search and seeing what we've got for you. In particular, Power Wash Simulator 2, we've got a full 100% coverage on that, and Keeper as well. So if you're playing either of those, both on Game Pass, think of checking out our guides for that. But yeah, thank you again, everybody, for watching. Thank you, you two, for joining me again this week, as always. It's great fun, and I think it was a good, fun episode. But yeah, if you enjoyed today's episode, please leave a like. If you'd like to respond to anything we talked about, share your thoughts, give us any feedback, drop it in the comments below, and consider subscribing for more content like this. Yeah, I think that's everything from us. So yeah, thank you again, you two. Thank you to everybody watching and listening. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, play some great games, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.
You guys.